Hello, hello. Today is March 11th, 2023, and the word of the day is telepathy. And the card of the day is Tower. And so when it comes to telepathy, it's basically the idea of being able to communicate through thoughts. And I totally believe in mental telepathy because basically if our thoughts create feelings, feelings create actions. So whenever we're having thoughts about someone, and since everything is energy, they pick up on that energy. So thoughts are energy and form, they're blocks of energy. And so it's really important to pay attention to our talk, not only our self-talk, but how we're talking to other people, because we are constantly in communication with other people and having this mental telepathy, people, places, and things. We are constantly attracting things through our thoughts and creating this energetic soup, if you will. And also, we can attract positive thoughts, attract a favorable outcome through our thoughts, our narrative, what we're thinking about a circumstance, what we would like to happen in a circumstance, meaning, let's say I'm wanting a favorable outcome with a friend or a business meeting or a boss, client, we can narrate that in a way that is for our highest good and the highest good of the people that we're connecting with. And so, for example, let's say I am going to be interviewing a speaker for my summit, which I do, I've done a lot of those. And so generally, or I have set the intention for connection, to make a connection. And the connection is to see whether we are a match or not. And so my intention is connection. They may have a different intention. And so usually if we're not on the same page, there's a misalignment. And if we are on the same page and connection is important to them, and transformation and coming from a place of I am consciousness, a state of being, that they know that who they are, who they're here to be, and how to share that with other people through their work and their message. And this card today makes me really, I actually love this card because it kind of correlates with what I've been going through, and also like how I perceive awakening and enlightenment and illumination, self-actualization. So basically, this tower, there's a thunderbolt right here. And to me, this is the light, right? It's consciousness. It's pure consciousness coming into the tower. And what it's doing is it's burning limiting beliefs, if you will, the characters that are not serving your highest good. But in order for you to reach, like the tower, to me, could represent the body. And in order for you to reach this state of consciousness, to make that connection, perhaps you are participating in being out in nature or going to church or meditation or fitness, however your mode of transportation to connecting to the divine within you. And so once you're able to make that connection, what happens is your way of looking at things, you've surrendered your way of looking at things, and you're willing to see things from another perspective, which is a higher perspective. But in order for that to happen, your frequency has to get high enough to get to that point of neutrality or unconditional love is really the state, and surrender and acceptance that you don't have all the answers, and the answers exist in the spiritual realm. And since there is only consciousness that's in existence, there's levels of consciousness. So let's say this might be either your first awakening, or it could be your evolving awakening to greater consciousness. And this happens like every day in reality if you're on this journey. And in order to evolve, you've got to be able to take the physical, like the material that we are physical beings. However, that's not our true identity. We are really we're one with this. And so in order for us to evolve, or like once we can make the connection, and for me it's usually through meditation, because I'm letting go and releasing what I think to be the truth in order for greater truth to come, and it blows off all the material, the crown representing the material realm. And what I'm saying is I surrender to this infinite intelligence, this infinite light that is me. And I'm releasing my conditioned thoughts, because consciousness is unconditional. It's we who condition the result that we want to see through our thoughts, through our repetitive thoughts, our beliefs. We create a groove towards that manifestation, be it positive or negative. And so when I pulled this card today, after meditating earlier this morning, I realized that, because I was asking myself within myself, well, how will I know if the vehicle that I'm using is accurate? You know, the mode of transportation, what I call the mode to your connection. So, because if your tool that you're using isn't working for you, you're not going to make the connection to create the transformation. So finding the tool that really works for you to create this ascension consistently and constantly ever evolving. And also that tool might work for you for a certain amount of time, but it might be evergreen. And also you can stack tools. Like I meditate, some people do meditation, yoga, you know, they do hypnotherapy, timeline therapy, like there's so many modalities of healing. But it's just, this is going to happen on some level every day if you're doing the work. And to where you're removing things out of your temple, your tower, and elevating, escalating, ascending to greater and greater consciousness. But in order for that to happen, you've got to get rid of the bugs. And to me, these are like the bugs. They could be like limiting beliefs, traumas, negative feelings. And so basically, what I got is the transformation that I was requesting is taking place. And the tool that I'm using is working with the demonstration of these bugs getting kicked out. Now, this doesn't have to cause, this can be like a smooth transition. What I mean is you're just clearer about the direction. So for me, consciousness is love after love. It's joy after joy. It's peace after peace. It can go in a smooth way. It doesn't have to be traumatic. You do not have to have a healing crisis, and you do not have to go through crisis on your way to awakening. It doesn't have to be your default mode. Like, you can raise your consciousness and it be your set point, and then raise your consciousness some more and lock it in and let that be your set point, and continue to ascend to greater and greater heights of consciousness. And also, spirit consciousness, however you want to call it, is good. It's loving. It comes from a place of unconditional love. And so it's generally us that are like our thoughts and our pains and our belief systems that are causing the traumatic transformation. But in reality, that is not source. That is not consciousness. That is our own perception imposed onto consciousness that creates the reality. Until we anchor into consciousness, once we anchor into consciousness, we naturally pull that in, and it becomes our security, it becomes our stability, it becomes our safety. It's our default mode that we go back to and sit in. It's like the seat of our soul. And the rest is like, we're ready to transform. We do our process, and then the energy, the consciousness removes this stuff. And although it seems like nothing has changed, you will feel directed and guided and have a sense of freedom that comes forward with your practice. So that's all I have for you today. Have an amazing Saturday wherever you're at in the world, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.